Good morning. April 3rd, Gentle Yoga with Sarah Little and her family. We're going to focus on shoulders today. So I want you to make sure that you have something that you can use as a strap in your hand. So you can use a belt or a jump rope or something that you have handy. If you happen to have an elastiband, that's a perfect way to go. Good morning. Or if you have, so something to use as a strap. And then a couple of towels to sit on. And I want you to just go ahead and get in your comfortable seat. So Lance is going to get there. Carrie Ann's sitting down on her bottom. We are ready to rock and roll. And because it is April and National Poetry Month, I have for you a couple of poems today. And this is a Julia recommended poem. She's our youngest daughter. And it's one we all enjoy. This is called At Last, by James Stevenson. Dogs go in the back seat, always in the back seat, miles in the back seat, hours in the back seat. But in parking lots of shopping centers, you'll see dogs get their chance at last to drive. All right, so from Julia to you, at last. Go ahead and sit tall. Send the outside edges of your feet down towards the floor. And really get yourself comfy. So slide a little bit right, slide a little bit left. Make yourself comfortable in your space. And just check and see, is your space warm enough? Do you need to go grab a sweater so that you'll be comfortable for the next hour and some? Then let your eyes close. And draw your breath down into your body. We're going to be focusing into the shoulders today. But that doesn't mean that we just immediately jump to the shoulders. We still want to feel ourselves rooted on the earth. A lot of the tension that rises into our shoulders is because we're not finding the space that we're in. And so acknowledge, look inside your body. Acknowledge how you're feeling today. Acknowledge how your breath is today. And notice, are you impatient to really get rocking and rolling? Are you feeling tired? Was it easy to get out of bed and do all the things you wanted to do this morning? Or have you been dragging? See. Put down roots. We're going to get some more rain this coming week, says the weather forecast. So go ahead and imagine that your tailbone can slip into the earth. And let it be your taproot. And from that taproot, send out tendrils right and left, and front and back, and all the way around so that you are rooted into this space. On your next inhale, reach your shoulders up towards your ears. Let them really come flying high. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Hold the breath in, and then we're going to sigh them down. Down. We're going to do that a few more times. Inhale, squeeze, 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 squeeze those shoulders up. Still feel the rooting. Exhale, down. One more. Inhale, squeeze, 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 squeeze. Hold the breath in. Down. And then just let yourself take anything that's been worrying you, any encounters, any phone calls, anything you read or heard in the news. Send it down into this amazing and beautiful planet that has endured for so many years. And let her absorb some of the shock. You are not in charge of the entire weight of the world, just your own space. Touch your hands together in front of your heart. Lift your heart up and bow your head. Set your intention for practice. Maybe it's today I will work on softening my shoulders. Maybe there's something else. When you really feel that space settle in, allow it. Exhale, release your hands. Let your chin come up, your eyes come open. And here we are. Alrighty. Go ahead and send your legs out ahead of you. And stretch them out and point your toes away. You can take your hands back behind if that feels better. Draw your toes back towards you. Send your toes away and draw your toes back towards you. Send your toes away and draw your toes back towards you. And then see if you can float your arms up at the same time. Draw those shoulder blades on the back. And we'll send the toes away and draw the toes back towards us. For many of us, this is going to challenge us. We're going to be wanting to round back. So if that's your case, I want you to bend your knees and still work with your feet so that you can get your spine to be long and still have this nice drawing of the shoulder blades onto the back. And then as you inhale, sweep your arms up. You may need to bend your knees definitely now. Exhale and release your arms to shoulder height. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale and release to shoulder height. Inhale, sweep your arms up. And then bend your elbows, make goalpost arms. Inhale, reach up, nice and tall. Exhale, sweep right in front of you. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend your elbows. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, right in front of you. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, bend your elbows. And now we're just going to tip side to side. Just let yourself find a little upper back movement. And I want you to be still engaging with your feet, still drawing your toes back towards your face, still pressing your heels down so that you're feeling your legs even as we're working with the upper body. So yoga is translated often as the act of yoking, and oftentimes in methods classes, come ahead, up to neutral, release your hands to your lap. In methods classes, and then you start rolling your shoulders back. In methods classes, I'm going to say that 7 more times. The thought is that we are yoking the breath and the body, or we're yoking the mind to the moment. So think about, what is the space you need to connect to? Are you needing to connect to the immediate? Are you needing to pay attention to what's going on in your body? What do you want to yoke? What strength are you needing to access, right? We yoke oxen. What strength are you looking to access? Go ahead and send your legs out away. And let's do a little rowing action. Pull the elbows back. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, pull back. Inhale, reach forward. If you're really finding yourself rounding, go ahead and bend your knees. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, pull back. Twice more. Reach forward, pull back. Reach forward, pull back. Reach forward, pull back. And come upright, cross at the shins. And maybe you cross the other way. Reach the arms forward. Draw your left arm over your right, bend your right elbow. Push your left arm forward as you settle your shoulder blades down. And then I want you to shrug them up and take them down. So we're going to do shoulder circles with this little bit of adduction across the body. Arm coming across the body. And just feel where actions are happening. And then reverse your shoulder circles. So maybe your emphasis on going forward now. Send the arms away. Right arm is coming across left. Bend your left elbow and circle those shoulders back. in my estimation, this does not mean that I have this mastered by any point, okay? But in my estimation, go ahead and take your shoulders the other direction. That the shoulders, because they're connected to the arms, and the arms are intimately connected to the heart, is that the shoulders are supposed to be, and the arms are supposed to be about our expressions of love. And that we're working with the hands and the arms and the shoulders because of the people we love, because of our adoration for ourselves. Reach your arms out and then release the hands down. But also because we worry about the things that we love, we tense into this space. So today we're going to work on finding a little bit more freedom, finding a little bit more strength. Wiggle things around. Carrie Ann's finding some head circles. We might all need that. Draw your throat back. Take your chin to your chest. Settle your shoulders down. Draw the shoulder blades together. And as you draw the shoulder blades together, tone the navel point. Inhale. Exhale. Roll the right ear towards the right shoulder. And then lift your left shoulder up and ease it down. Lift your left shoulder up on the inhale. Ease it down on the exhale. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, settle it down. And then roll it back 3 more times. Just feeling those lines of amazing support that your body offers you, but it probably feels like tension. Lift your head up. Pull that throat back. Make the back of your neck really, really long. Let your left ear come towards your left shoulder. Oh, this is my tight side. And then let's lift right shoulder straight up towards the ceiling and drop it down. Lift the right shoulder straight up towards the ceiling and drop it down. Lift the right shoulder straight up towards the ceiling and drop it down. And then roll it around 3 times back behind you. Just feel. For me, this is a tight spot. I get lots of feeling. Pause. And I want you to squeeze that right shoulder higher, 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 higher. Drop the left. Take it down. And then squeeze the shoulder blades together. Notice how that feels as you draw your chin back. And then relax. Inhale, lift your head up. All right. I'm going to have you come over to hands and knees. If you're not going hands and knees today because of arthritic wrists or something going on with your knees that doesn't feel good to you, you can come back. We're going to do a thread the needle moment. So you can come back to this arm across the body and do a sustained space, okay? I'll be doing that in the background while Lance and Carrie Ann are going to take hands and knees. Remember, you can always throw down some extra padding for your knees. You can put down a towel or a blanket to support yourself in this space, okay? So if you can, you're coming over to hands and knees. If you're not, you're staying seated. And you're going to reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Reach the right arm up towards the ceiling, straight up. And let your shoulders roll, yeah. Pull your shoulder blades onto your back. Open, broaden the collarbones. And then as you're ready, feed, exhale, take your right hand, palm up behind your left wrist and feed it through. Take your shoulder to the floor, then the right side of your head to the floor. Yeah. And your right arm is going to press down into the earth as you push it towards the floor and draw the shoulder blades onto your back. Tone your navel space and notice if you've gotten heavy on one knee versus the other. Usually when I go this way, I get heavy on the left knee, and so I need to bring more energy back towards the right side. We're going to hold this one for about 5 more breaths. So make sure you're not gritting your teeth, you're not bugging your eyes out. You're just being here. You're thinking about those dogs finally in shopping centers all across America getting the chance to drive. Just like your shoulder muscles are going, oh, thank goodness, finally somebody's paying attention to me. I finally get the love I'm looking for. And when you feel tension, you say, hey there, my friend. Thank you for holding my body together. Let me do some conscious support of myself now. Press down into your left hand. Sweep your right arm up towards the ceiling. Let your hips shift around. Yes. And then settle your right hand to the floor, and we'll do the other side. Reach your left arm out wide to the left. Maybe you really reach those shoulders back. Make sure your right shoulder, yes, nice, is drawing onto your back. And then feed left palm up towards the floor. Shoulder comes down, then side of the head. Or you're crossing your left arm over your right elbow. Pull, if you're using your upright space, you're pulling that right arm forward. If you're on the floor, you're pushing the back of your left arm into the earth as you draw your shoulder blades down your back and tone your belly button. Take some time to notice, are you heavy on your right knee? Are you heavy on your left knee? Can you even that space out? And then settle in. Receive the messages that this side of your body has to tell you. Maybe it's saying, hey, the neck over here is a little bit tenser, the upper shoulder, maybe you're feeling the crown of your shoulder a little bit more. And allowing yourself to mentally soften, to physically soften in your breath and receive that information. So it's very much like an upset child coming to you and really needing to sit in your lap to feel better. Let yourself be that for your body. Receive. So with a small upset child, usually it's not that we have a lot of fixing to do. It's just that we need to be a presence. We need to allow our energy to be big enough to let them know that the world cares about them. So let your own presence be big enough so that your body goes, oh yeah, I care. Press your right hand down, sweep your left arm up and open, roll the shoulder blades, and then exhale, release your left hand to the floor, and let's walk the knees back. So we're coming to puppy dog pose. So you're gonna walk your knees back, your hips are gonna stay over your knees, forearms are gonna head towards the floor. And then see if you can pick up your belly and your ribs. So you're not swaying in your upper back at all. You're making a long line space here. And we're actively looking to stretch the tricep zone. So the tricep zone extends from your elbow, from your olecranon process there, up through into the, towards your scapula, towards your shoulder blade. So I'm gonna have you push your hands together, press your elbows down into the floor, and then bend your elbows and try to draw your thumbs towards the back of your neck. So you're going to bend your elbows and try to draw your thumbs. Yeah, you're going to bend your elbows, try to draw your thumbs. So carry on's going to that space. It's a little bit, yeah. And then pull your elbows towards one another and hook those low ribs towards the ceiling as you try to draw the center of your chest more towards your elbows. So it's really the stretching from the whole front of the rib cage. And take a few breaths. I'm gonna have Carrie Ann pick up her ribs a little bit. Yeah. Does that get you more into that space?
I'm not feeling very much.
Okay, walk your elbows closer to each other. If you're not feeling much, walk your elbows closer. Are you feeling more now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For Carrie Ann, you need to walk her elbows closer. All right, and then let's release the hands and come out of that space. We're gonna come all the way up to a standing space, please. So tuck your toes, walk your hands towards your knees, roll through your feet, hands to your hips, and rise up. This is doing the fancy take off your socks move. Everybody can participate in that if they've got their socks on. And then we're going to develop our human feet a little bit, okay? So you can face towards the, your device if you want. We're just going to come up onto our toes and release back down. Inhale, come up onto your toes, and exhale, release back down. Inhale, come up onto your toes. Exhale, release back down. Inhale, come up onto your toes, and exhale, release down. Move back towards your heels, lift your toes up. little aliens reaching up, and then see if you can spread your toes out. Can you see air between your toes? See your carpet or your mat between your toes, and try to set them down one at a time. I know that sounds like a party trick, but I'm not kidding. Over time that comes. All right, interlace your hands in front of you. Let's take right thumb over left. Push your palms away. Let yourself protract, so reach forward. Let your upper back round, and then draw your shoulder blades onto your back and let your arms float up. Exhale, down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull the shoulder blades back. Inhale, lengthen up. So I'm going to ask you to keep your elbows straight during this. Exhale, down in front of you. Inhale, reach away. So you disengage the shoulder blades and then pull the shoulder blades towards each other. Beautiful. Reach up. Release hands down. Notice which thumb's on top. Switch that out. I can take a little shimmy. You can just notice what's your feedback. What's the biofeedback happening? Fingers are interlaced. Press the palms away. Reach away. You can soften your knees as you reach away so you can really feel your belly supporting you. And then we'll draw the shoulder blades onto the back. Pull the belly in. Reach up. Exhale down. Inhale, protract. That's the reach away. Exhale, shoulder blades retract. Inhale, flex your shoulder joint. Exhale, release down in front of you. Inhale, protract, reach away. Exhale, retract, draw the shoulder blades towards each other. Inhale, keep the retraction, but flex your shoulders. And we'll go one more time. Exhale down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, retract. Inhale, flex the shoulder joint. Exhale, release your hands and swing your arms. Step your feet a little wider. Give yourself space. I'm going to try to get out of the way because I'm going to have these guys swing their arms around. But start bringing your right hand towards your heart and reach your left arm back behind you. And then switch. Left hand to your heart, right hand reaches back behind you. Soften your knees. You're going to let this become playful. So if you've been in the studio with me, you've heard me say, behave like a rainbird, right? So it's so switch back and forth. Right hand to heart, left hand behind. And switch. So they're not doing it with momentum yet, so I'm going to get in the way. Oh. I keep hitting Carrie Ann though, so I'm going to step out of the way. See if you can keep the, just notice how your body is accommodating your shoulders, right? So that the hips are swiveling here a little bit, and that's okay, because our whole body is connected. We're allowed to work as a unit. Are you enjoying being a rainbird? And then release your arms by your sides. Come center, release your arms by your sides. Let your arms be a little bit heavy. And then I want you to walk your feet so they're hip distance, not as wide as we've gone. Hip distance apart. And now hands on your hips. I want you to think this part of my body is going to stay stable. Okay? Reach your left hand to your heart, your right hand back. Don't let your hips go. So if we were in the studio, I'd do Ruth Ann's favorite thing of putting a block between your thighs. But since we're not in the studio, you're going to think about stabilizing yourself by pushing your feet down, pull your heels towards each other, draw your inner thighs together, reach back, pushing your right hip forward, and then take your right hand to your heart and your left hand back. Now you push your left hip forward. Try not to let it move. Yeah, and go side to side. So left hand to heart, right hand back. And you can go quickly with this or you can go slowly. I just want you to see if you can stabilize your pelvis as you're moving your shoulders. And then release this space. Let those arms fall heavy by your sides. And let's move it back towards the earth again, okay? So bend your knees, slide your booty back, take your chest towards your thighs. We're gonna play butt touch over here. Drag your butt towards your thigh, your chest towards your thighs. We're gonna inhale, take the arms back. We're gonna exhale and sweep the arms forward. So come into your low chair pose. Bend your knees, chest towards thighs if you can get it there. Inhale, reach your arms back behind you. Exhale, sweep them forward. Inhale, reach back behind you. Exhale, sweep forward. Inhale, reach back behind you. Exhale, sweep forward. See if you can really lower your bum, Carrie. Inhale, reach back behind you. Exhale, sweep forward. Inhale, reach back behind. Turn your palms towards the ceiling. Oh, quad burn. Turn your palms towards the ceiling. Draw your shoulder blades together and push, pump your hands towards the sky. Once, twice, 3 times. Release your hands to your bottom. Inhale, stand up. Oh. So definitely feeling that in the legs. Turn your body so you're facing the front edge of your mat, and we're going to go into your lunges a little bit. Okay, we're going to do right foot forward, left foot back. So figure that out for your body. Right foot forward, left foot back. Okay, you can drop the back heel down if you want, if that gives you more stability, or you can stay up on those toes. Again, we're going to reach the arms forward. Exhale, draw your shoulder blades onto your back. Pull the feet together so you're really feeling that stable base. And then inhale, sweep your arms back behind you. Exhale, right in front of you. Try to keep your shoulders, the shoulder blades going together. Inhale, reach back behind. Exhale, right in front. Inhale, reach back behind. Exhale, right in front. Inhale, reach back behind. Draw the navel in. Lean forward. See if you can place your belly on your forward thigh. Yeah. Notice if you're reaching with your chin. Draw that chin back. Fabulous. You're going to pulse the sky 3 times. This is great for those triceps. Once, twice, 3 times. Hold it. Draw the shoulder blades together. Oh my gosh. And then release your arms. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to hips. Step the feet together. Inhale where you are. Exhale, ground out. Take that energy down towards the earth. Check in. Where are the spaces that you've let go? Are your feet still parallel? Have you let go of your belly? Have you let go of your butt? Have you let go of your neck? Notice, right? Those are the places that you are, that as we find them in our body, we go, oh, I wonder what I'm doing with that body part when I'm driving. I wonder what I'm doing with that body part when I'm watching TV. Okay, so just start to incorporate, start to yoke those body parts into your lifestyle. Go ahead, left foot forward, right foot back. Decide how you're going to get there. Bend into your left knee. Inhale, sweep your arms right to chest height. Exhale, wait, oh, exhale here. Inhale, sweep back. Exhale, forward. Inhale, sweep back. Exhale, forward. Inhale, sweep back. Exhale, forward. Inhale, sweep back. And then let's stay back. Bring your chest to your forward thigh. Yeah, notice if you're reaching with your chin at all. Check in with your pelvis, drawing your outer left hip back a bit, inner thighs together. And then we're going to pulse the sky 3 times. Once, twice, 3 times. Keep them lifted. Really activate those triceps back there. Draw the throat back. Kick a little higher. Release. Inhale, come up. Arms right in front of you. Exhale, hands to hips, feet together. Stand tall. Ground that stuff down. I like to go back to that image of the taproot that we made with our tailbone and feel all of your tendrils going out into the earth. It's springtime. It's rooting time. All right, I want you to look around and find whatever you're going to use for your strap situation and grab that. I want you to have, hold the strap at about, let's see, outer shoulder space. And if you have a strap that's got a buckle, I recommend you put your buckle in one of your hands because then it won't fly and hit you in the face. Like buckles in the face, that's an injury you don't want to have to explain, okay? It'll show up over Skype.
How far apart?
Just slightly wider than shoulders. So walk your hands in, so slightly wider than shoulders. Pull the strap apart so you get that retraction action and add the navel point in. So think about your belly button going in, tailbone going down. You might need to soften your knees so that your legs are really active. Inhale, sweep up, pulling those strap apart. Exhale, release down. And if you don't have a strap, and we're going to release down towards our lap. Inhale, sweep up, pull apart at the top. You can pretend you have a strap. Exhale, release down. You want to keep that pulling apart action happening. Inhale, sweep up. We're going to keep this. Notice that as we go up, the belly wants to spill forward and the tailbone wants to go out. So see if you can keep the tailbone going down, ribs going back, center of the chest lifted, and let's go side to side. So hold on, take one hand up, inhale, exhale, take the other hand up, inhale, exhale, lean side to side, just letting your side bodies. So the pathway to the shoulders starts in the feet or starts at the crown of the head, that we are a completely interconnected creature. Come upright, release your arms down, let go of the not buckle side, and take the strap back behind you. Grab again, you're going to go wider than your hips, roll the shoulders back. Same thing happens as we take the strap back behind us. We tend to thrust the pelvis forward. Maybe we stick the butt out, reach the chin forward. So think about the pathway to your shoulders starting at your feet. Make your feet vibrant. Lift your arches. Support the body. We're going to inhale, sweep back. Exhale, draw it towards your bottom and pull apart. Inhale, sweep back, tone the navel. Exhale towards your bottom, pull apart. Inhale, sweep back. Exhale towards your bottom, pull apart. Inhale, sweep back. Exhale towards your bottom, pull apart. Now, you're going to lean over to a side, roll the shoulders back, pull your hands apart. Inhale, come upright. Exhale to the other side, ribs back, pull the hands apart, reach back. Go side to side, really feeling. For me, this gets into those anterior deltoids, the front corners of the shoulders. It gets into the pectoralis muscles, the chest muscles here. Let yourself have this freedom of movement. And also noticing what else do you need to add in? What part of your body is going, this is awful. See if you can either soften that part of the body if it's clenching, like your jaw. Come neutral. Release the part of your strap that doesn't have the buckle on it. Breathe.
You want me to do what now?
I know, breathing. Okay, so we're gonna play a little bit more with the strap. I'm gonna still carry hands for a moment. I'm gonna hold on to the buckle side, and we're gonna go around in circles a bit. So I'm gonna keep one hand near my hip, and I'm gonna reach up and around back, and then I'm gonna come forward and down, and then switch sides. Towards my hip, up, around back, forward, level, back to the other hip, okay? So we'll start, I think we'll start with one side, doesn't matter. Hold your strap in front of you, pin it by one hip. I'm going to say left hip. Reach your right arm up, pull them apart, and then sweep your right arm back behind you. Bring it forward. Come level with your strap. Right hand towards your right hip. Sweep the left arm back behind you. Come forward. Come level. Left hand down. Sweep back behind you. Come forward. Level. Right hand down. Sweep back behind you. Come forward. Level. And then release down. See how that feels in your body. Okay? Let's add some arm spaces into our standing poses. So go ahead, you can set your strap down and it'll come back into play at some point. Probably not in the middle of your mat where you're going to step. I don't know. Check and see how you feel about that. And then step your feet wide. Go wide. Sarcasm. We love it. Okay. Reach your arms out. Dogs at last get their chance to drive. Imagine that you have two pillars that your hands can rest on and expand, like you're going to really make a point. Press your hands down onto those pillars and lift the center of your chest up as you're pressing your hands down. So press your hands down, lift the center of the chest, draw the shoulder blades, yeah. And you might even take those pillars back. Ooh, squeeze back. And then push forward a little bit.
The rolling pillars.
The rolling pillars. Back. And forward a bit. And back. And then release your arms by your sides. Okay. Turn your right toes out. Bend your right knee. Check in with your hips because hips still matter. So take your outer right hip back, inner left thigh back. Lengthen the tailbone down. Make your whole frontal chain strong. Open your arms wide. So we're going to come back to the shoulder stretch we did earlier. Your belly's going to stay facing in the direction of your hips. And we're going to bring the left arm across the body and wrap your right arm underneath it. So you're pulling your left arm across. You might have backs of hands that can press. You might have palms that can press. You might have a fabulous pull across. The left arm is going to try to grow forward and the right arm is containing it back. Draw your chin in. Take a few breaths. Imagine that a smile could blossom on your face. Or stick your tongue out at your mom because you're loving her so much right now. Inhale, reach up.
I'm going to loosen my tongue.
Exhale, release your arms down. Turn your right toes forward. Turn your left toes out. Bend into your left knee. Hips still matter, knees still matter. Make sure your left knee's tracking your toes. Your outer left hip is moving back. Your inner right thigh is moving back. Pull the heels together. Reach the arms wide. Right arm now is going to come across the body. Left arm is going to cradle it. And you're either going to come towards Gayudasana, eagle arms, or you're going to continue to pull the right arm across the body. Right arm is trying to escape. Left arm is containing. Roll that right shoulder back. Lengthen the sternum. Notice here, right? The bottom, the belly start to wiggle around. See if you can pull that steadiness up from the earth and make your spine longer. Inhale, sweep out of that business. Release your arms by your sides. Turn your left toes forward, right toes out. Take your left hand to your left hip. Roll the left shoulder back. Take your right hand to the inside of your right thigh. Right leg is straight but active. And then roll the right shoulder back. Then start to lean to the right, keeping the back of your hand pressing into your leg to help externally rotate at that shoulder joint. Yeah. So yes.
Oh, my knee.
Pull bend your knees slightly so you can really use the quadriceps. You want to think about the quads drawing up towards your waist. Yeah. And for me, I have to think a lot about my lower legs, my calf muscles pushing forward, because that's where I disconnected the knees. Some of us disconnected the knees. Ooh, pull in together, rise up. Turn your right toes forward, left toes out. So we're practicing, this is a variation of triangle pose. Straighten out your left leg. Bring your right hand to your right hip. Roll that right shoulder back. Bring your the back of your left hand into your left thigh and push the back of the hand into the thigh. So you turn your palm forward, push, so we're getting to that external rotation. And use, so as you're starting to lean, I want you to keep that space. Yes, keep this arm long. Yes, so you can push back. And you can find the shoulder blade. So what the shoulder blade does is it creates this shelf for us to turn, rotate the chest around. Yeah, and it might feel amazing. It might feel like, ugh. And then bend your knee. Draw yourself upright. Ooh, turn your toes towards each other. Heel toe, bring everything together. Okay, I have great aspirations towards eagle pose today. So we've got to do a little bit more work getting some shoulder extension. And then we're going to have to get ourselves towards the wall for our... that's what's going to have to happen. Okay? It's going to happen. It's going to be amazing in here. Carrie Ann's saying, I don't know how it's going to happen, Mom. It's going to happen. It's going to happen at your house too. Okay. Interlace your hands back behind you. If your fingers don't come together, well, you've got that handy dandy strap, belt, something that you're using, a towel, a shirt. I want you to pull your hands apart, roll the heads of the shoulders back, bend your elbows, sneak your knuckles up your back. So you can, bend your elbows, sneak your knuckles up your back, and then notice if you let go of your belly, right? So lift the belly, draw the ribs back, and then see, can you kick the arms straight? Bend, draw the elbows higher, kick the arms straight. Oh my gosh. Bend, draw your elbows higher, kick back. Oh, and then release that space. Feel cranky for a moment. All right, you don't actually have to feel cranky. That's unnecessary. Right arm comes up. Pat yourself on the back of your head or on your low back. Left arm's going to come around and your hand is going to grab your elbow. Twirl your bicep back towards your ear and then push back.
With this one, how do you not put weight on your head?
How do you not put weight on your head? It's okay to put weight on your head.
But my neck doesn't like it.
Your neck doesn't like it. Okay. So I think you need to, ribs back, ribs back, ribs back. Does that change it?
Weight is still on my neck.
Okay. So let's try something. Go ahead and hinge at the waist. Everybody's going to do this. Hinge at the waist. Bring your hand back and just touch the back of your shoulder so you're not getting near your head. Hinge at the waist. And then you're going to push your elbow towards the floor as you push it back. So your left hand, is that better?
Yes.
Okay. So the hand is cupping the back of the elbow and pushing. And watch your spinal mechanics, right? Make sure that you're not rounding your spine as you're going for it. We found a tight spot. Okay, bend into your knees. Inhale, come upright. Release your right arm. Let things be a little playful. Notice where your laughter comes from, right? Like, where does laughter come from? The deep life questions. Okay, left arm comes up. Pat yourself. You can just pat on the shoulder if you want. And then we're going to hinge forward again. So hinge forward, bend your knees. Cup your left elbow in your right hand. Push your left elbow down as you're lifting up with the right hand. and you're trying to descend the chest towards the floor. So you're really getting into, where do you feel this one, Carrie?
Here.
Here?
Here.
Here. Okay. She's saying she's feeling it at the top of her shoulder up into her neck. Think about drawing your throat back. Does that change it? Maybe yes, maybe no. Okay. Bend your knees, inhale, come upright. And then if you do have that strap, we're going to go towards Gayudasana. So not Gayudasana, sorry, Gomukhasana. So that's cow face arms, okay? Right hand holds onto the strap. Reach up, dangle the strap down behind you. Bend your elbow. Sweep your left hand back. Grab the tail of the strap. And you can have them pretty far apart, okay? Pull both elbows towards your spine. So you're going to go towards midline. Draw the ribs back. Both elbows towards midline. Draw the ribs back. And then pull your hands apart. Yeah. This one's going to challenge the throat, the neck. So see if you can draw the throat back. Lengthen up through the crown of your head. And then if you want, you can start to sneak your hands closer together. So this hand could walk up if you wanted it to. The thing we're looking for, though, is the external rotation in the front of the left shoulder. So as Carrie Ann's going here, her left shoulder's rolling forward. So I'm going to have her situate her arm differently. Okay. Release. Think external rotation here. Internal rotation from here. Yeah. Have the palm face the door. There you go. Now draw the elbows towards each other. And notice if your belly is popping forward, right? So, contain. And this side has been way too long, so let's get out of it. Not really. I mean, technically it's fine, but it just, after a while, things begin to feel. Left arm comes up with the strap. Bend your elbow. Take your right arm back behind you. Think external rotation at the shoulder. Palm goes, faces away from you. Grab the other side of the strap and then pull the elbows to midline. So you're trying to squeeze your elbows more in relationship as you're taking that external rotation here. This one, for those of us who are right hand dominant, this internal, this rotation in the shoulder on the right side is powerful and slightly uncomfortable. Yes? No, not for her. For me it is. See if you can draw that shoulder blade more towards the rib cage as you're making your connection. Ribs back, lift your sternum, back of the head back into the left forearm. Feel your breath, feel your feet, and let's release this space. Okay, just drape your strap across your shoulder and step your feet wide. Take your right hand up, holding onto the strap. Drop your right hand down your back. Take your left arm back behind you. Make a connection with your strap. If you want to go full cow face arms, you can. Turn your right toes out. Soften your right knee. Lean to the right. Reach from your left heel out through your right elbow. Inhale, come upright. Straighten your right leg. Exhale, glide to the right. Inhale, come upright. Release your hands. Take your strap over to your left shoulder. Turn your left toes out. Bend your left knee. Left hand comes overhead. Right hand reaches back. As we do that, the right hip is going to want to roll forward. Roll the right hip open, lean to the left. Inhale, come upright. Straighten out the left leg, pull the heels together, lean to the left. Inhale, come upright. Release your hands. Roll your shoulders around, walk your feet together. Yeah. All right, we've been doing really great work here. I'm loving what I'm seeing. Let's make our way back. No, wait, we've got to do our pose. We've got to do our eagle pose. So if you have a wall nearby, you're going to walk yourself towards your wall and put your bum on the wall. And I'm going to make sure that these guys end up in the picture. So they're going to walk their butts towards the wall. You can use the door if you want. Okay? And then slide, keep your bum on the wall, slide your bottom down so your knees come to bend, and you walk your feet out, walk your feet out, walk your feet out, okay? Keep your hips on the wall. It's cuddle time over here. Keep your hips on the wall, draw your right knee up, cross, so you may have gone too low, right? Cross your right knee over your left thigh. You might come to ankle over thigh. You might come all the way around. Your right foot might hook behind. Oftentimes, though, this pulls the right hip off of the wall. We want to push the right hip back. Right, arms come out. Right arm under left. Pull the left arm across your body, or bring the backs of the hands. Press the back of your head to the wall. Draw your shoulder blades towards the wall. Breathe. Release the pose. Carrie Ann says she's ready to be done. And then glide up the wall. Take in a breath. Walk your feet away. Bottom on the wall. Weight into your right foot. So for me, that means bringing the feet a little closer together. Left foot's going to come up. You can cross ankle over thigh, shin over thigh, knee over thigh. Foot might hook behind. Then you notice what's happening with your left hip, and you pull that bad boy back towards the wall. Arms come up, shoulder blades onto the back. Left arm underneath right. Pull the right arm across, or go for eagle arms. Lift the elbows slightly, shrug the shoulders back. Squeeze the inner thighs, smile. Imagine some space. Release your arms, uncross your leg, ease yourself up. So you could stay with the wall. We're going to go a second time. I'm getting a little lightheaded. I'm having so much fun. Okay. Or you can move yourself into the middle of the room. Okay. So choose where you're going to practice. I'm going to move the camera a little bit. Choose your practice spot. Feet come towards each other. Bend your left knee, bottom on the wall, right leg over left. You can cross anywhere along that chain, okay? Then notice, is your right hip peeling away from the wall or, in space? Drag the inner thighs together. Reach your arms forward, right arm underneath left. You're going to pull the left arm across or come for those funky, twisty arms. 2 more breaths. Settle a little deeper, lift your heart a little higher. Inhale, unwind out of it. Release. Stand on both feet. Ground. Bring the feet towards each other. Right foot's getting the weight. Left knee's coming up. Cross anywhere along the chain. Maybe you sweep around with a foot, maybe not. Notice what your left hip is doing. It's probably wanting to pull forward. Draw it back, squeeze the inner thighs, settle your hips. Left arm comes underneath the right. You pull the right arm across the body, or you move for eagle arms. Lift the elbows, drop the shoulders. Breathe. And then release out. Okay, come to your mat, lie down. Bottom on the floor, soles of the feet on the floor, shoulders on the floor. And we're going to take 5 rolling bridges. So when you're ready, inhaling, lifting your hips up. Exhaling, settling your hips back down. If you want to add the arms into that with this joyous filling up of your arms, you can do that as well as your bottom comes up. Inhale, lift. Exhale and lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale and lower. Inhale and lift. Exhale and lower. One more time. Lift up. Either grab with your hands. Grab the outside edges of your mat or interlace your hands back behind you. Think right shoulder under the back, left shoulder under the back. Pull your hands apart. Lift your hips higher. Think about your knees growing over your ankles. Take your tailbone towards your knees. Lift the center of your chest towards your chin. Use those shoulder blades together to really pop the chest forward. And then notice if you're clamping or staring or doing anything that's a tension space. Yeah, so you can move your tongue around. Notice if you're where you're taking the root of this pose. Undo your hands. Release your bottom down. Okay. We're going to take a twist here. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Okay. Right leg is going to cross over the left. So you're going to think eagle legs. Go as far over. So cross as high as you can. And then drop the knees to the left. Yeah, and you may notice that your twist is not as twisty or that it feels twistier. You want to make sure that your shoulder has not abandoned the floor. So roll the right shoulder back to the floor. So you might not want to let your bottom go as far. If your shoulder can't ground down, bring your knees a little higher. Yeah. Breathing. Observe what part of your body do you need to encompass into your practice to make this feel more accessible for you, more joyful. And then as you're ready, inhale, knees come up. Uncross the right leg from the left. Set both feet on the floor. Get your hips back to even, and then you're going to go the other way. So left leg over right, and then let everything fall to the right. You want to make sure that your left shoulder stays down. I like to go into a T in my arms. Some people like cactus. We just want to have that stretch across, and maybe taking the arms higher helps you keep the shoulder down, maybe not. So just play in that space. I'm always surprised to find out which side of my body is a little bit tighter. You'd think after all these years of practice, I'd be like, well, of course that side's tighter. It was last time. It's still like, oh, yep, there it is. It's fabulous and amazing, but it's also, wow. Let your breath be really patient. And then bring your knees up. Uncross your legs. Settle your feet to the floor. Let's do a quick hamstring stretch just for the love of having a body. Right knee into your chest. Hold on somewhere along the chain of the right leg. And then decide, are you going to extend your left leg long? And then kick the right leg towards the ceiling. Drawing the toes back towards you. Make sure you're not going into the tension in your throat. So you're going to soften your knee if you need to. You're going to bring your left foot back to the floor. And then check and see, is your right kneecap heading in the direction of your right armpit? Yeah, so make that line happen. 2 more breaths, soften, make them more generous. Release the side, bend the knee, ease the foot towards the floor. Draw the left knee in towards the chest. Hold on somewhere behind the leg. Extend the left leg up towards the ceiling. And bend the knee. I think we did a bend. Did we do a bend and extend? I think we did. I know we did it yesterday. Bend and re-extend. And maybe go one more time. Bend. No, we didn't. Okay. My happy yoga models are letting me know I'm adding stuff. Okay. And then go ahead and kick out through that heel. See if you can reach up more with the heel. Yeah, nice. You may have to soften the knee, right? Soften your shoulders. Take your breath a little longer. Make sure your kneecap is headed towards your left armpit. So take a gander at your kneecap. Notice. Yeah. And then release this leg down. We're going to take some nice supported spaces for the chest and the shoulders. I really like these poses. Let's give them a shot. Go ahead and draw your knees in, roll to the side, and find your towels. Towels. Okay, I've got your sense. So you're going to fold your towel into quarters. And then I want you to roll from the shorter end to the other end. So you have a nice fat roll space. Okay. So one towel is going to be a roll. The other towel is going to be a fold for your head, for a pillow here. And then I think you've probably got a better view of Carrie Ann, so I'm going to move towards Carrie Ann here. There's your roll, Lance. The roll is going to go under your shoulder blades. So it's going to come right in your upper back space, under the shoulder blades. Get that chest lift. Heads of the shoulders are going to go down towards the floor. I don't know if you can see. I'll bring you the camera closer. Shoulders go towards the floor, and she's in cactus like this. How does this feel in your chest? Does it feel okay? Yeah. Are you getting any pinching in your low back? Yeah. Okay, awesome. So she is able to send her legs out long. For some people, sending the legs out long takes us into tension in the low back. So there's Carrie Ann set up. You can see the towel under her upper back space. And then Lance is also extending his legs. Is that irritating your upper back at all, Lance, or is that okay? Really? I'm going to shift his towel. Can you see how let me give you the visual there. Can you see how his shoulders are rolling up there? So I'm going to have him roll to the side. Roll to the side. And I'm going to scoot his towel down slightly. So you're going to have to come off of it. Yeah. So that I'm capturing the bottom edge of his shoulder blades. And then you'll notice his chin really goes up. So I'm going to fold his towel higher. Yeah, and then I want this slide. I want the release of the shoulders towards the floor. Does that feel okay for you?
Just the tiles a little dying.
Okay. Which side is higher?
This side, right there.
Better? And then I'm going to have him sort of soften the fronts of the shoulders. He could turn his palms up to continue that external rotation. So find your space in your body here. Let yourself feel supported by your towel, supported by your practice. And welcome your breath. Let your breath really sweep into your body and sweep back out again. We have been. It's Friday, guys. We made it to Friday. We have been working with the loving kindness meditation. And I'd like you to give yourself that gift right now. We're using Stephen Cope's words this week from The Wisdom of Yoga. There are so many different versions of the loving kindness wording, but really it's that we extend first compassion towards ourselves. And these are the words that Stephen Cope uses. May I feel protected and safe. May I feel contented and pleased. May my body support me with strength. May my life unfold with smoothness and ease. And just let security, safety, protection, contentment, pleasure, strength, support, smoothness, and ease radiate throughout your human being, on the mental level, on the physical level, in all areas. Letting it pour forth from you, from the earth supporting you, from the sky above you, from all the people around you practicing, from me and my family to you, from your family, from all the people you've talked to this week. Let that love and support, security, protection, strength, contentment, pleasure, smoothness, and ease radiate to and from you. We're going to slowly come up from this space. I want to put you in one more pose. You can always choose to say, hey, what I really want is Shavasana, and to take that as your pose. But I'm going to shift the camera so you can see this one, I think. Bring your feet towards the floor. Roll to the right side. Ease yourself around. Push into your hands, come up to a seat. And then I'm going to have Carrie Ann adjust the camera so we can really see what we're going to do with Lance's body here. Okay. With your both towels, I want you to go as narrow and as long as you can.
What's that mean?
With your towels, not your body. With your towels, go as narrow and as long. Okay? And then they're going to lie lengthwise on your mat. So this is for your spine. It's going to support your spine. So Lance is going to come down. He's going to extend his spine along his towels here. Bottom grounds down. Bottom on the floor. Bottom on the floor. Yep. Spine along the towels. And then I'm going to have him bring the soles of his feet together and take his knees wide. Does that feel okay for you, or is that stressful in the legs? And then I'm going to do this really handy dandy thing. You can take the top edge of your towel and you can flip it so that you have a little neck pillow. Does that feel like enough, or do you want more? Okay. And then he's just going to let his arms extend out beside his body. So we're getting this beautiful lift across the chest. If you happen to have some pillows nearby, you might want to grab the pillows and slide them underneath your thighs. But we've only got a few minutes left in class. So value the opportunity to be in a restorative pose over rushing around and finding the right props, unless you're going to stay beyond our class. And then let your body start to release. Our poem, our other poem, our second poem for today comes from E. E. Cummings, and it's from his book, 100 Selected Poems. And it's just titled 53. May my heart always be open to little birds who are the secrets of living. Whatever they sing is better than to know. And if men should not hear them, men are old. May my mind stroll about hungry and fearless and thirsty and supple. And even if it's Sunday, may I be wrong, for whenever men are right, they are not young. And may myself do nothing usefully, and love yourself so more than truly. There's never been quite such a fool who could fail, pulling all the sky over him with one smile. Can you hear it again? So we've come to the end of our time together for this week. Thank you everyone who's been practicing with us, who's been sharing their closed-in space while we share ours. If you are comfortable where you are and you need to stay a little longer, then do that. If not, start to bring yourself out, using your hands to assist your knees together, rolling over to a side and lying in a fetal position. And then push your hands into the floor and ease yourself up to a seat. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Lift your heart and bow your head. Send out gratitude to everyone who's sheltering in place, to everyone who is working mightily for solutions to COVID-19. For all of our medical staff who might be afraid and yet are going into work. Send strength and protection out to those people who need it, and receive it for yourself. The light within me honors that very same light within each and every one of you. Thank you for your practice. Have a beautiful weekend all. We'll be back on Monday. We're going to work on face and neck spaces on Monday. Bye, everybody.